Hey tennis lovers, welcome back to our channel. Today let's talk about Aryna Sabalenka's forehand, which is one of the best forehands on the WTA Tour. If you like our videos, please subscribe to our channel for more. Now let's start. In the world of professional tennis, few players have captured the imagination of fans and analysts quite like Aryna Sabalenka. Renowned for her explosive power and relentless aggression, Sabalenka's forehand stands out as one of the most formidable weapons on the WTA Tour. Many experts even argue that her forehand rivals those found on the ATP circuit, a rare feat in the women's game. But what exactly makes her forehand so special, and what can club players and aspiring juniors learn from her technique and mindset? First, the foundation, the unit turn and non-dominant hand. The importance of the unit turn. One of the most critical aspects of Sabalenka's forehand is her impeccable unit turn. The unit turn refers to the initial movement where the shoulders and hips rotate as a single unit, preparing the body for the stroke. This movement is initiated by keeping the non-dominant left hand on the throat of the racket during the takeback. For club players and juniors, this is a fundamental yet often overlooked detail. Many players make the mistake of opening up their shoulders too early, which compromises both power and control. By keeping the left hand on the racket, Sabalenka ensures that her non-dominant shoulder turns fully, setting the stage for a powerful and controlled swing. Counterbalancing with the left arm. After the unit turn, Sabalenka's left arm moves across her body, often ending up parallel to the baseline. This action serves a crucial purpose. It counterbalances the rotation of the body, preventing premature opening of the shoulders. The result is a more stable and efficient transfer of energy from the body to the racket. This counterbalancing act is a subtle yet vital component of her technique, one that helps maintain balance and maximizes the kinetic chain. A sequence of movements that starts from the ground and flows up through the legs, hips, torso, and finally the arm and racket. Second, the takeback, creating space and rhythm. High takeback and elbow position. Sabalenka's takeback is characterized by a slightly higher position, which is well suited to her tall frame. What's more important, however, is the space she maintains between her elbow and rib cage during the takeback. This spacing allows for a free and unhindered swing, reducing the risk of crowding the shot and enabling a full range of motion. The racket slot and string position. As she completes the unit turn, Sabalenka's racket moves down into what is known as the slot, a position where the racket head drops below the level of the ball, with the strings pointing down and slightly back toward the fence. This movement is rhythmic and fluid, setting up the explosive upward acceleration that follows. The angle of the racket at this stage is often described in terms of a clock face, somewhere between 5 o'clock and 5:45. This precise positioning is a hallmark of the so-called ATP forehand, a style more commonly seen on the men's tour, which emphasizes racket head speed and efficient energy transfer. Third, what sets Sabalenka apart? The hitting side and joint alignment. A defining feature of Sabalenka's forehand is that the racket remains on the hitting side of the body throughout the swing. Unlike the more traditional WTA forehand, where the hand and racket may move across the body in a different pattern, Sabalenka's technique keeps the wrist, elbow, and shoulder aligned in a way that maximizes power and control. This alignment is not just a matter of style, it's a biomechanical advantage. When the hand, wrist, and elbow move in concert on the hitting side, the joints work together naturally, reducing strain and increasing the efficiency of the stroke. The role of the lower body. While much attention is paid to the arm and racket, it's essential to remember that tennis is fundamentally a lower body sport. Sabalenka exemplifies this principle by loading her weight onto her right leg during the preparation phase, then driving her right hip through the shot as she swings. This powerful hip rotation is the engine behind her forehand, generating the force that is ultimately transferred to the ball. The extension of her right arm through the shot is both a cause and an effect of this kinetic chain. Her body's momentum propels the arm, and the arm's extension, in turn, helps complete the rotation. Fourth, the science of speed. Racket head acceleration, pulling on the butt cap. One of the most intriguing aspects of Sabalenka's forehand is the way she pulls on the butt cap of the racket as she initiates the forward swing. When the racket head is above the ball and the player pulls on the butt cap, the racket head accelerates downward and forward, creating tremendous speed. This movement is rooted in basic physics. When the racket head is above the wrist and the player pulls, the resulting lever action increases the velocity of the racket head. This principle applies across sports, whether hitting a baseball, swinging a golf club, or striking a tennis ball. The extension and passive follow-through. As Sabalenka accelerates through the ball, her extension is remarkable. She doesn't force the wrist to turn over at the end of the stroke, a common misconception among players trying to emulate the so-called windshield wiper finish. Instead, her follow-through is passive, allowing the natural rotation of the forearm and shoulder to complete the motion. This approach not only reduces the risk of injury, but also ensures that the energy generated during the swing is fully imparted to the ball. The follow-through in this context is less about style and more about the efficient transfer of energy. Fifth, mindset, the aggressive attacker. Always looking to attack. Perhaps the most underrated aspect of Sabalenka's forehand is her mindset. She approaches every shot with an aggressive, attacking mentality, always seeking to take the ball early and dictate play. This seek and destroy attitude is as much a part of her success as her technical prowess. For aspiring players, adopting this mindset can be transformative. Rather than reacting to the opponent's shots, Sabalenka looks to impose her will on every rally, using her forehand as a weapon to control the point. Weight transfer and intent. A key component of this aggressive approach is the conscious transfer of weight into the ball. Sabalenka is always moving forward, getting her body behind the shot and driving through the ball with intent. This forward momentum not only adds power but also puts pressure on her opponents, forcing them to play on the defensive. Let's also talk about lessons for club players and juniors. The value of fundamentals. While Sabalenka's power and athleticism are exceptional, the underlying fundamentals of her forehand are accessible to players at all levels. The unit turn, the use of the non-dominant hand, the creation of space during the takeback, and the efficient use of the lower body are all principles that can be practiced and mastered. Avoiding common mistakes. Many club players and juniors struggle with premature opening of the shoulders, lack of balance, and inefficient use of the kinetic chain. By studying Sabalenka's technique, players can learn to keep the non-dominant hand on the racket during the unit turn, maintain space between the elbow and rib cage during the takeback, drop the racket head into the slot with the strings facing down and back, load the legs and drive the hips through the shot, extend through the ball with a passive, natural follow-through, embracing the ATP forehand. While the traditional WTA forehand has its merits, the ATP-style forehand offers several advantages in terms of power and spin. Sabalenka's adoption of this technique demonstrates that women can benefit from the same biomechanical principles that have made the men's game so dynamic. The future. Many Grand Slams in the oven. Sabalenka's forehand is not just a technical marvel, it's a glimpse into the future of women's tennis. As more players adopt the ATP-style forehand and embrace an aggressive, attacking mindset, the level of play on the WTA Tour will continue to rise. For Sabalenka herself, the sky is the limit. With her combination of power, precision, and mental toughness, she is poised to win many more Grand Slam titles in the years to come. Conclusion: the blueprint for elite ball striking. Aryna Sabalenka's forehand is a masterclass in modern tennis technique. By blending the fundamentals of the unit turn, efficient use of the lower body, and the aggressive mindset of an attacker, she has crafted a weapon that is the envy of the tour. For players and coaches looking to elevate their game, the lessons from Sabalenka's forehand are clear. Prioritize the unit turn and non-dominant hand engagement. Create space and rhythm in the takeback. Embrace the ATP-style mechanics for maximum power and spin. Use the lower body as the engine of the stroke. Attack with intent and transfer weight into every shot. By internalizing these principles, any player can take a step closer to becoming an elite ball striker. On the club courts, the junior circuit, or even the professional tour, Sabalenka's forehand is not just a shot, it's a statement of intent, a blueprint for success, and a testament to the power of combining technical excellence with an unyielding competitive spirit.